How's it going today? Today we're going to talk about the outlook of the week, but make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment what you're watching next week. This is a weekly outlook. We got a big week, big week, big companies reporting, and we're just going to get right to it. Make sure you like, subscribe to this video, and also leave a comment. But anyway, getting right into it. On Monday we have Uber. Now Uber is one of these stocks. I've recommended it. I own it. I like it. It is facing, I don't know, some maybe some headwinds a little bit. The stock's down a little bit. An IPO, a lot of these companies, I think there's a lot of fear around Uber. I think Uber will eventually turn it around. I believe Uber's going to eventually get there. But Uber's only down just a little bit. I mean, it's not like a crash, 50, 60%, or anything like that. But it reports on Monday. Hopefully get some numbers on there. Hopefully, I think it's going to be one of these things where, a lot of people are scared about competition, but, competition doesn't mean two businesses like, Lyft or Uber. It doesn't really mean that one company's going to blow away the other one. I mean, they can all really, if it's a big market, there's a lot of companies in the retail, retail. Think of retail, if the market's big enough, it can support two large companies in it, one could eventually prevail being the bigger one, of course, but I believe Uber, I don't really think Lyft has a whole lot of that. I think Uber has a lot. I think people miss the mark when they talk about Uber Eats, Uber, all that stuff going on. So that's why I like Uber. I think it's the biggest network and the bigger space worldwide. So that's why I like Uber. Anyway, the next one is Match. Match is this stock. It had a good quarter last week. The stock shot up, but then it just got hammered, and now it's down to over. It was up to almost, I think, 91. Now it's sitting around 73 or 72 or so. The stock got hit for no really apparent reason. It's kind of this downtrend or whatever you want to call it, for no really good or bad reasons. Hopefully we get some good numbers on that and push the stock up a little higher. So I believe the Match Group is getting undervalued. Hopefully they can put up some good numbers. If they can't, well, then I believe then the stock probably get hit. But I believe looking outwards, I think they're gonna do well. I could leave a video of me explaining why I like it down in the descriptions. Anyway, next thing is Roku. Roku is one of these things where it got hammered last time. Well, actually, it just got hammered over the last couple months. The stock got hammered. So essentially, I believe Roku can have a good quarter and push the stock up a little higher, because it was the Comcast deal, which I said it was a buying opportunity, and I still stand by it. I think it was a buying opportunity. Going forward, I think Roku is a good company. It's the leader. I don't believe this is an advertisement play. This ain't, like I always said, it's not about selling them little boxes. It's about advertisement. It's just how their business model works. So essentially, if they can sell more things on that platform, so essentially they get a percentage of all the ads and all that you see on there. And if you buy something through Roku, you get that. Anyway, next one is Square. Square has always been this company that's been hammered for no particular reason. It has some growth and some headwinds it's facing, but really, I believe Square is almost to the point of maybe slightly undervalued. This company is growing pretty well, and I believe it's the consumer's kind of consumer business, and it has kind of this strong ecosystem that kind of helps small businesses. So I believe that, and even middle companies. So essentially, Square reports it's been flat the whole year, but I believe it can rebound, and I believe it can go. Really, I'm just kind of waiting for this stock, because I've seen this multiple times and throughout my years where a company keeps growing, the stock hasn't went anywhere. I believe Square is going to be one of these stocks that could just kind of surprise us one of these times. They could have a better than expecting quarter, and because really there's really no expectations really baked into it. Everybody thinks it's going to be a horrible quarter, and it's going to be horrible, and or not as good. And I'm just thinking, I believe in this company and Square. I believe it can go a lot higher. I think this stock can at least go up to maybe, if it keeps growing, it could definitely go a lot higher than 60 or whatever it is now, or in the 50s. I believe if Square dumps down in the 50s, unless it comes out and says we're going bankrupt, I believe Square in the 50s is a buy. Anyway, the next company is Upwork. I believe this company is a buy also. I'm looking at it. So essentially, I own shares. I mean, it's kind of been one of these companies that kind of got hit, but, got hit a little bit and then it got pulled back. So essentially, Upwork is one of these. It's like the Uber investment. It's you look long term on it, I believe, because it's freelancing and stuff like that with the job market the way it is. A lot of people getting freelancing and side gigs and stuff like that. And I believe this could be a big thing, especially when people are not, everybody's just kind of getting a little side gig. Everybody has a little side gig anymore because, they can't really make it off their main job. So everybody's getting a side gig to make a little extra money, and I like Upwork. But anyway, especially going forward, I believe that is a trend that will continue and definitely in our world and stuff like that. So that's why I like Upwork. And it's only a $1 billion company. It's not very big. It's not like it's a $100 billion company. I mean, it's very small. So it has a big runway in front of it. So that's why I like Upwork. Definitely looking at it. But that's always I don't do quarter by quarter with that. Kind of just keep, adding a little bit here and there and just kind of waiting for it to eventually, get into the mark where it's, thing. But anyway, the next one is GoDaddy. They do the one I also been watching. Hasn't really done anything this year. It's been kind of flat. It ran up and then got hit for a little bit. Has some slowdowns and this, and maybe people are kind of nervous that they don't. A lot of competitors. There's a lot of big competitors in the kind of the building the website anymore. With Shopify, you have Shopify is really the big player. That's really the market dominator. Then you have Square. I think. Then you have Wix, and then you have GoDaddy that actually has a platform kind of like Shopify that helps people get their domain names, get that, because that's really what it was. But they're trying to transition. That's why I believe in GoDaddy will be around, going forward. Anyway, now the Thursday is the big day. It's one of my two biggest stocks that I recommend a lot. I'm a firm kind of believer, especially in the second one I'm about to list. The first one, it's definitely a high growth, and it's definitely an opportunity going forward, is the Trade Desk. The Trade Desk reports on Thursday. Now, that's the kind of one I'm looking at. It's one of these stocks that was a big high growth stock, got hammered in the July. I mean, it seems like for some reason everybody just dumped growth, and you have them rotations little here and there. What happens really in the stock market is there's this value side and then this growth side, and the value gets undervalued while the growth soars, and then people cut profits, dump back into these value things while these stocks get hammered, and then they go, wow, these value stocks ain't growing, they're not doing as well. Then they start selling them. Okay, where are we going to go for growth? I want growth in my portfolio. So they pour back into these growth stocks, and they go, because then by the time these companies, because if you take a company growing 30% and its stock price is nothing, that's why a lot of these companies, they just oh wow, the stock shot up 100%. Wow, it ran up so much. Well, it might have been flat for a while, and then shot up, and you know what I mean? Because then people realize, oh wow, it's it has not $1 billion in sales, it has $3 billion or so, and then people start pouring into it, and then shoots the stock up. I believe that's what's going to happen. A lot of these growth stocks, like Twilio, a lot of these, they go realize that, hey, these good companies, we shouldn't really sell them. And I think Trade Desk is one of them. I think actually Trade Desk, Roku, and Match Group is one of these stocks that got hammered. And I believe, they go realize these value stocks like JP Morgan and Bank of America and stuff like that, and kind of value plays. I think they're great companies. I'm not saying sell your JP Morgans and your Bank of Americans, but that's kind of where the money's flooding into, because really there's only so much money in the market. There's not new money flooding into it all the time, so it's just kind of transferring money around. So if you look at it that way, that's why the Trade Desk is it. I believe maybe if it puts out an okay number, but if it doesn't have slowing growth or anything like that, I believe the stock will get hit. But maybe a buying opportunity for the Trade Desk. I mean, this company, I could leave a link down why I like it and everything like that. The next company is Activision. Now, this company, It's one of my long-term holds. I liked Activision just as much as I liked it in around 2015. I liked it then, and and I still like it now. It had a great number with some Call of Duty. I don't think it's on this report. I think it'd be on next quarter. It'll be the first quarter or so. But I believe strongly in Activision. They're coming out with some more. They got Call of Duty, which is one of the best selling Call of Duty they just had. They had, and then they had just, and then BlizzCon or BlizzardCon just had some Overwatch 2, maybe some teaser Diablo. So essentially, it has Activision and Blizzard games. So essentially, that's why I like Activision. I think it is the player in this. Next one is Disney. I want to see some maybe forecasts on the Disney Plus. Maybe in this quarter. I think they're gonna have a decent quarter, but that Disney Plus, I think that will be very successful for them. They have a lot of content coming out. That's actually pretty cool. I think Disney Plus is maybe not the best, but I believe, and they just announced they got, I think, The Simpsons on there. So essentially, that guy could pour a lot of people in there also. So anyway, and then the next one is Take-Two Interactives. I like Take-Two also. But the problem with Take-Two Interactives, and I like Activision slightly more for the long term, is Take-Two doesn't really have the many as good games as they have basically the NBA. They have Rockstar Games, which is GTA, and Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that. But here's the thing with all them games. Just kind of them two companies, them two games. I mean, if you, let's say the things switch with GTA, people thinks it's too controversial, and then people don't buy it. They could get hammered, which I don't believe, so that could happen. But when you're relying all on one game or one franchise to push your thing, it's not as well diversified, but it's still a good company, and I still recommend it, and I still own it. But anyway, that wraps up for the week. Kind of a long video, but, it was a big week. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. Leave a comment on what you're watching, because there's so many companies reporting. So anyway, have a good day, and thank you for watching. Thank you.